Evening people, hope everyone's good. So, see Wendy's put a video out just now. Somebody going over all the shield stuff and whatever. Now, I think she's just pretty much confirmed everything I've said, to be honest. Nobody said it was a charity. It's a CIC. Like I said, do you know what I mean? Any money from that just goes back into the company, into the fucking community. So, I don't know if Wendy will keep that video up. The last one disappeared. Yeah, but it's a bit of a mad one. I mean, some of the things Wendy points out today or whatever, similarities in other groups, etc. Anything really, to be honest, that people ask for money for, besides political parties, for some reason, which is mad to me. But anyone that asks for money, they're always thought of firstly as scammer. Now, it was explained along the way, quite clearly I thought, but people kept coming up with madness, and Jupiter don't help with a fucking mentally ill fucking calculator or whatever. Just making, she seemed to be just pulling numbers out of her arse. It was pretty mad to watch, but that is Jupiter. She doesn't need to have her facts in order, she doesn't need to have the evidence, just whatever some dumbass trolls around her have told her is enough for Jupiter. Now, I was actually on a premiere on comments today or whatever, discussing about why I was being asked why CMW, why they never, was made it so people can give money or people can pay to be a member or whatever. And my answer was, because straight away you're giving ammunition for people like Jupiter. Do you know what I mean? Oh look, PayPal Patriots. But realistically, when you look around, everyone's taking money these days. Membership, you can be on their membership, fucking YouTube. I don't know how much it is. I'm not going to do a GP and go, oh, it's £50. I don't know. I ain't got a clue. But people do it. I think even Wendy's got one. And I don't blame, I don't blame them. Private individuals, do what you're doing. I just think from a group, I don't know, it doesn't sit well. In my mind, you can do all them other things anyway, be a member, on YouTube. It's probably only a few quid, do you know what I mean? I'd have to ask Wendy, maybe Wendy can tell me, save me fucking about, but, well, I couldn't care to look, to be honest. Now, CMW, it wanted to keep it clean, it wanted to not give him the ammunition, and for all the years that they've been around, and I know for a fact they've helped countless fucking people or whatever. Just amazing people, totally underrated. And for my mind, do you know what I mean? I've been around them for, I don't even know how many years, to be honest. Let's say 6, 7, maybe a bit more. And all it is realistically is a constitutional awareness group. So basically that's where all law stems from, common law. Now, if you know your shit with common law and all this, whatever, you can literally run rings around the fucking, like, the police or whatever. The police don't know law, they ain't got a clue. They're literally policy enforcers. So if you know even a little bit of law, you will run around the average copper, because they're not trained in that. If they did, if they had a fucking law degree or whatever, they wouldn't be police, would they? Realistically, getting spat out 3 bricks on and being called pedo protectors, because that's what they fucking are. You just won't bother. Be a fucking solicitor or barrister or whatever, legal secretary or something. You won't be a copper. Now, like I say, CMW, they've been helping people for years, absolutely fucking years, and they've never ever asked for a penny. So I'll pretty much tell you the way it kind of is. So you might have someone that's got access to cheap paper or something like that. You might have someone that's got access to stationery kind of thing, envelopes, whatever. Now, it's one of them. These people have been helping people for fucking years or whatever, and yeah, that's where I was going with that. It's fucking hot today. So you'll have someone that can print, whatever up, whether it be a letter template or whatever, and yeah, it's just one of them. People within that and supporters of that just kind of help out. No money's ever been exchanged. People have offered money. People have said, I think even Danny Jones, Tom Profit, Phantom Tom, sorry. A good few people have said, we've checked them out, we've sort of looked for problems to make sure no one's been misled or whatever, and the sound through and through, why they're not charging people money. Like I just said, people actually go, look, PayPal Patriots, the scammers, the fucking fraudsters, blah fucking blah. Now, CMW was formed because of originally it was Pendragons. Now, when it was Pendragons, they ended up with Graham Moore in the camp. Now, anyone that doesn't know Graham Moore, prolific scammer, fucking whatever. And during them days, we weren't, well, I'm going to say I weren't on the ball or whatever. I weren't on the ball with all that kind of thing or whatever. I'd say, yeah, for some of the people around or whatever, it's one of them. You've got your eye on the prize. You're trying to fucking get everything together, get everybody sort of a role, if you like, or whatever. Trying to set everything up as best as possible, and I'd say what let it down, to be honest, is there weren't really anybody good computer wise, social media wise, whatever. It was more of a case of very little seen on Facebook and shit like that. So it's one of them. More people should be with CMW. You know what I mean? It is free. I remember a discussion, and I think it was Danny Jones that was suggesting it or whatever. Might have been I think it was Phantom Tom. He was saying, well, if you need to get these letters out, it was over that car arrest, and people was asking for letters, blah blah blah, but shitloads have been sent out, and all that was kind of asked for, we supply the paper, getting it printed, envelope, postage, whatever. So a lot had been sent out, and all they asked for was like confirmation that it had been sent out, just so you can kind of go at the end of a month and go, right, 800 people or 8,000 people or whatever have sent off a letter, so you can show the intent. That's all it was, basically, to show that you personally wanted to see this thing held, charges held against these people, public interest. Now, because loads have been sent out, and I think there's only so much you could do a month or something like that, just because there's no funding to it or whatever, it become a discussion of, well, we can send more out, but it's going to cost more money. Postage is, I don't know what a fucking stamp even costs, to be honest. I've been fucking doing the Jupiter and pulling a fucking sum out my ass. Let's say it's £1, I don't know. If you want to send 800 letters out, that's 800 quid. Now, when you've got people that are kind of helping you, you can't just go, can you do this, can you do that? So I think that's where the discussion was born, and that was the end result. Nathan and Gary was blatantly saying, we don't do donations, we don't do whatever. If people want to help out with what we've been helping out with, but we can never accept any cash. It's not something we can do. And I get it, do you know what I mean? I get it, but it's fucking... These days, it's the other way around, isn't it? People are just happy to put the money out. People are pretty much happy these days to just, do you know what I mean? I can't think what they're called. But like it's running alive and you can pay for a message to be bold or whatever, and they generally get read out. People throw them on all the time, And again, these days, I don't blame them. If you're going to put your time and effort into something, do you know what I mean? Why not make some money from it or whatever? But when it comes down to a group, it's a little bit different, because you will always have cunts like Jupiter making you all out to be scammers. Now, when you're literally everything you're doing is for the benefit of the people, and you're doing it for free for all that time, the last thing you need is people calling you scammers, innit? So I do get why they didn't. Phantom Tom today was saying, maybe you should have a chat with Gary, Nathan and whatever. They should have been doing that 10 years ago and whatever. And I kind of agree, looking back now. It's one of them. For the way of doing it, the way they've done it, with all the best intentions in the world, it's not really gotten very far. I said, joking, a few years back or whatever, you'd have a lot more numbers behind you if, instead of doing what you're doing for free, just charge them all fucking 20 quid or something, to be a member or whatever. It seems that anything that's free, they just think that somehow, one way or another, that it's something not right. You don't get anything for free these days. You know what I mean? It's true, really. What do you get for free these days? Nothing. It costs you like fucking £1.50 just to pump your tyres up. That used to be free. So it's one of them. Maybe it is worth a discussion or whatever. For me, that group particularly, I've supported more than any other group that I've been with, if I'm honest, because that is your solution. We've gone through it all. They've sat with people like Godfrey, what's his name? Godfrey Bloom, I think his name is. Quite well known. I can't think of the people that have been on there, but yeah, they've pulled some like big names in and whatever, and they're all in agreement, everything's been checked out, blah blah blah, and that's what everyone agrees on. All the people that actually know will tell you straight, you know, voting don't work. But yet you've got dumbasses paying, just blindly voting, thinking you can vote your way out of this. What, after Brexit? Are you mad? But that's what people are like. They just run with the thoughts and feelings and run with the crowd. Now if the crowd's as dumb as the person stood left and right of you, they're probably all fucking up one way or the other. Do you know what I mean? Now, this is why I've actually said along the way and whatever, with anybody that is planning on voting the way out of it, and oh, you know, we need to start a party, blah blah blah. It doesn't work. I tried explaining these things, and I've said, you know, get Nathan on, get Gary on, let him go through things with you, because it'd be horrible to waste a year, 2 years, 3 years trying to achieve something which will achieve nothing. Even if you got pure people behind you and all that and whatever, it still doesn't work. Now, when you tell people that, they can't be arsed looking into the facts, because it kind of crushes what they're doing, and you think, well, what's better, to know now or figure it out when you've worked your ass off to get where you think you need to be, and it achieves nothing? To me, that's mad. If you bring something to me or whatever to show whatever I'm doing is wrong or this, that and the other, I'm going to have a look. I don't want to carry on pushing something that thinks shite or something, especially if it's going to be detrimental to anybody that's took the advice. To me, that would be mad. So it's one of them, innit? Some people, they're not arsed, they run with anything without checking anything out. When it all goes tits up and whatever, they don't really care. I mean, for me, it's one of them. Respect, having respect, building respect and whatever, it takes a long time. People only remember your fuck ups, they don't remember all the good things. You know what I mean? So it's one of them. For me, all that side of things, it's a possible road to go down. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. Now, Shield, the only money that was being asked for with that, like I said, was just 25 quid to join. It's like anything, there's an admin fee or whatever. There's an admin fee to fucking anything and everything these days. You can't literally move out the house without paying somebody something. It's what costs money, innit? Do you know what I mean? 25 quid, no, we're not there. If you're going to spend £30, what, on Anne-Marie Watts? Where does he go with the money? What happened? Stripped everyone off and fucked off with your money. That's what happened. Now, that's why I was pissed off with Tom Fiore and whatever, because we had the chance to nip all that in the bud and expose it for what it was or whatever. Now, this far down the line, is what it is, isn't it? Fucking, for me, it's one of them. Just came from Labour anyway. There's a red flag a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It's like knowing you just judge someone and you think you don't seem genuine. Your eyes are telling everybody the truth. Your body looks all stiff and whatever, uncomfortable and whatever, and you think, I don't trust you. I won't trust you to run a bath. Never mind run a fucking whatever and collect everyone's data and make sure that nothing bad happens with it, like previous fucking shit or whatever. No. Was I right? Was I wrong? I was right, obviously. Nobody's ever challenged me on it, and they won't do, because they know I've got all the evidence. It makes people look bad, and that's why people don't like looking back or whatever, because there's a lot of fuck ups by a lot of people. It's all good and well pointing at one thing and going, oh look, they brought, you know, with Shield, oh look, they brought a Muslim on. To me, it's not the end of the world, but a video I watched the other day kind of drove it home to me or whatever. Want to put out on a premiere the second part of Shield or whatever, part 2, whatever. That, you know, it's more about the victims, the survivors. It would be a bit weird, I can't lie. It would be a bit weird. Considering most of the attacks or whatever have come from Muslim men or whatever, the Palestine thing just kind of adds to it a little. And then you've got the post with the guy from South Africa or whatever. Now, that could be one way or the other. Does Pops Ali, does he know about it or whatever? Some people support people and they ain't got a clue what they've actually done or actually said or whatever. There's loads of cases of that or whatever. It's just one of them, innit? For me, as a something new, something uncharted, I just wouldn't have done that. I would have kept it clean. I would have kept it how people would expect it, if you know what I mean. And I don't mean all white or whatever. There's people of fucking different colours, different races already in Shield or whatever, men and women. So, like I said, do you know what I mean? If it was somebody maybe like Lubnor, candid with Lubnor or something, I don't think people would have a problem with it. A, it's a woman. And it's just generally less of a threat, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Now, obviously, you've had people saying, oh, they said they was patrolling the parks and this, that and the other. No, they didn't. That's a community-based part of it. So, it could be you that's patrolling the park. It could be your mum who's patrolling the parks. And, you know, the streets in general, whatever. It could just be a dog walker and you're only willing to put 5 hours in a week, 7 hours in a week or whatever. That could be when you're walking your dog. It is what it is. It's a visible presence. So you think now if you're just on a little journey in that area, whatever area you may be or whatever, and you see a guy walking a dog and he's got a Shield t-shirt on, you see a woman walking her dog and she's got a Shield t-shirt on, out and about you see stickers on the cars and whatever, eventually you're going to ask yourself, or you're going to ask someone that's displaying it, what's this Shield thing? I'm seeing it everywhere, what's it about? And the more of that goes on, that's when people know, predators figure out, because it's just going around that local fucking area now, word of mouth. It's Shield, they put her to be a presence on the street to prevent all this fucked up shit that's going on. Now, the more you do that, and the more people talk, the more it becomes a thing, a bigger thing. Before you know it, you've probably got 1,000 people walking around that small area, all supporting it, all being vigil, looking out for these things, do you know what I mean? That's how these things work or whatever. Now, for certain roles, yeah, I think it's 50 or 55 pound for the DBS thing or whatever. That's not for everyone. Everyone don't need that. You know, if you're just walking your dog or whatever, why would you need that? Now, I know for a fact that there's certain things in the pipeline behind it to link to other groups, etc. Groups that never get called far right, racist, blah blah blah. And when you do put all them things together, it works out quite well. They complement each other, they don't pull each other down. Now, I know that there has been some people not happy with this Pop Sally being given that position, and I don't blame them. You can see the problems with it that come with it. But I can see there are problems to it and whatever. The issue that people may draw from that and whatever. The video that Wendy put out the other day shows all the patriotic and charitable work that he does and whatever. Jupiter's just coming out and post it, oh, he's a scammer, oh, he's doing charity so he can grab money. You can see what goes on in there, man. That's obviously what she would do. To just come out with these things, it's pretty mad if you're not like that yourself or whatever. So I don't know where things are going to land. Like I said on part 2 or whatever, can it be salvaged? I don't know. Still don't know. Do you know what I mean? Am I going to throw it in the bin and whatever? No point at the moment, is there? I've looked at the other groups around, the copycat groups and whatever. I don't think it was good. I don't think they've put enough into it, if you like, or whatever, enough foresight to things, whereas Shield, I think everything's been overthinked to the point. Maybe that's why Chris now needs a bit of a break from it all or whatever. As Wendy said, there is videos or whatever, there has been videos put out and whatever. You can do videos and still rally things together from anywhere. Jupiter, oh, he's a bard, how can he be a patriot? How can Tommy be a patriot from Spain? Very easily. Now, there's always going to be hypocrites like Jupiter or whatever, which can see all these things in one person, but then can't the other way or whatever. Now, to me, when people do that, you just kill your own credibility. Showing people that you've got mad, hypocritical double standards, and you're either too stupid to see that, but everyone else can, or there's a narrative and an agenda at play. Now, to be honest, I'd go with the narrative and the agenda with Jupiter. Everything she's done, literally, fucking stinks from start to finish. The covering for Hope Not Hate and shit along the way. Still, to this day, do you know what I mean? It's one of them. You might not like it when you've been shown some facts and evidence, but then when you get shown it, even if it takes a week to absorb into your brain or whatever, because it's fighting it or whatever, at some point you've got to hit reality and think, right, well, you know, facts are facts. These things are not good, they're not explainable, and at that point you have to throw it in the bin. Jupiter don't do that. We've all seen that Jupiter don't do that. And there's only so much you can ignore that before you think, well, you know, nobody can be that stupid, nobody can be that idiotic or whatever, to the point where all this shit just it's just mad. But the cult members around Jupiter, they believe anything. They believe anything Jupiter says. There has been a few people that have pointed things out. Massive respect to Danny West. Massive respect to Irish. It's Irish Flame, is it? I think so anyway. For pointing out, you know, certain aspects or whatever. Now the premiere I'm putting out tonight, we'll be going over all that and just showing Jupiter up again or whatever. It's light work destroying Jupiter. It was just the same when I pulled all these other bullshit hate campaigns